So the hallmark of a civilized society is personal safety and ability to redress grievances in a fair, just process. If you don't have those two things, chaos ensues. And let's break that down. So if I can't walk out the door and be safe, I am going to have my opportunities limited. I'm going to have my ability to grow as a human being limited, and I may lose that opportunity completely if I'm put in harm's way and can be killed or physically assaulted. The personal safety thing, if we have law enforcement doing things, and if we have law enforcement going after and investigating potential perpetrator of those offenses, the system works only if the system to prosecute those people is fair and there's no corruption and every man is equal in sight and eyes of the law. That's why Lady Justice is blind, right? She's got a blindfold on because it shouldn't matter who you are. Corruption is what makes a lot of countries have a lack of freedom, because with corruption, you can't go to court and get your day in court and feel good about the result. So you're going to have to turn to other aspects of justice through vigilantism, or you're just going to have to ignore it. Go back to, I think it's Godfather 1, where the gentleman comes in and he's asking for help because the law enforcement let him down.
For justice, we must go to Don Corleone.
Because you go to the people in that community that can give you justice. And that's really what a just society is all about. You go, an egalitarian ancient society, like a hunter-gatherer society, you would go to the big man and have him make a ruling, or you would have the elders in the community make a ruling, or those elders would pick somebody to adjudicate things. In fact, you could say one of the main themes of the Bible is how unjust men mess things up really bad for a civilization. Because if you can't redress your grievances in a fair process, there's sort of this trickle-down effect. You got an unjust ruler, and then society becomes fairly chaotic. But you also get the ruler that you deserve. So if you have unjust men and women in a society, sometimes you get unjust results. Jordan Peterson said something to the effect of, every civilization has like 3 to 4% of people with serious personality disorders, like narcissists, sociopaths, and then some degree of psychopaths that are in society. But occasionally, because of societal norms, maybe those people get up to like 5%. And then you get Stalin, Hitler, Pol Pot.
Imagine you have a population of people and all of them are agreeable. But if you put one person in there who has psychopathic traits, he just takes over everything.
You've got a bunch of people only out for themselves, not looking out for their neighbors. You get the rulers that you deserve. You select them, or they're somehow just through inertia of the process in the forefront, and they're your chosen leader. And then they choose the justice system. They choose your ruling class, the elites that make the decisions. And if those people are not in line with the vision of justice, then there's serious consequences to a society. So right now in America, most of us can go to court and get redress for our grievances in a fair way. And that's one of the most important things that we have as Americans. Like, the right to vote is great, don't get me wrong. One vote can make a difference. But in a constitutional democracy, the most important vote you can ever have is that as a juror. Because one juror saying no to the government is enough to stop the government from going after this person for that time. That'd be a hung jury, for instance. 2 people stand up to the government, hung jury, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then you get up to a group of people collectively voicing their wisdom. Then you get a not guilty verdict. Doesn't mean they're innocent. It means not proven. Right? There's other forms of judicial systems, justice systems, where you could have proven, not proven, and innocent. Like, you could actually ask a jury, hey, is this person guilty, not guilty, or innocent? Well, not guilty and innocent could be wins for the defendant, and then proof beyond a reasonable doubt could be the guilt. And I think that's an important distinction, because in our system of justice, you don't get to decide about innocence. You get to decide about, was the burden of proof met? And if it wasn't, you get to tell the government no. And that's powerful.